Hi guys, welcome back to Heather Hansen Presents, where I give you tips to win life's trials. And this week I want to talk about using your voice. This is something that you're going to hear me talk about a lot over the coming weeks because it is the basis of what we do at trial and the basis of what I think will really help you to win your life's trials. So this week I want to tell you about a doctor who I represented who was a fabulous doctor. She was kind, she was patient, she was tough when she had to be, but she was a terrible public speaker. It didn't really matter how often did she have to speak in public. She spoke one-on-one to all of her patients and communicated really well. And that worked for her perfectly until she got sued. Then she had to use her voice and she had to use it to win. Now that meant tensions were high and the stakes were high, and all of that made her voice shake even worse. She came to me and she was looking for some sort of a magic trick. She wanted a potion. She wanted magic to make her voice to stop shaking. I'm not a magician. I'm a lawyer. I could help her by arguing her case to the jury in my opening and in my closing and by asking questions. But I also had to counsel her on how to use her voice so that she could win. Together we came up with 2 questions that helped, and I thought that perhaps they would help you when you want to use your voice as well. The first question was, what is your foundation? We know if things are built on flimsy foundations, they're more likely to fall when they're shaking. But if things are built on something strong, they won't fall. And so she needed a strong foundation for her voice. Foundations come from below, so she looked below her voice to her gut. What was her gut telling her was true about this case? And that became the foundation of what she would tell the jury. She looked a little higher to her heart and looked for her compassion. Because even though this patient had sued her, she still felt compassion towards the patient and she wanted to speak kindly. And now with that foundation of her gut and her truth and her kindness in her heart, her voice had something to rest upon, and it shook a little less. The second question was, so what if your voice shakes? So what? A shaking voice can still share its message. Jurors don't like arrogance, they don't like lies, they don't like impatience, they don't like unkindness, but they're okay with shaky voices. My voice still shakes sometimes. I've never seen a case lost on a shaky voice. So you say, so what, and you keep on using your voice. She did. She got up and walked to the witness stand, turned to the jurors, and told her story. She used her voice to win her case. You can use your voice to win your trials. Look for a foundation for your voice. Before you speak, listen to your gut and to your heart, and let those 2 things establish a foundation for your voice. And then if your voice shakes, let it. Speak while shaking. Sometimes a soft, shaky voice still has a loud and clear message. Use your voice because that, guys, really, it's where the magic lies. I'm really excited because on Monday, I'm going to be putting out the details of our webinar, which is about how to pick people, lessons from jury selection. I'll be joined with a well-known jury consultant, Alan, who's going to meet me on the webinar and talk to you about some specific tips. So if you sign up for my newsletter on heatherhansenpresents.com, the link is here. You will get the details on Monday about that webinar before anyone else. You will find out the time and the date and the specific things that you'll be taking back from that webinar. It's also my first webinar, so I'm a little nervous. My voice might shake, but that's okay. I'm going to use it and see what happens. Have a great week, and I'll be back next week.